Hey there, Internet. HybridAngelZero here, and I was just going to say something that's been on my mind lately. I recently have seen some reviews of the game Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter for the PlayStation 2. I know, the game is 10 years old, but I may be a little late to the party in saying this, but I think this is probably one of the most misunderstood video games out there. I mean, most reviews, they all say the same thing. Why do I have to replay it from the beginning every time I die? Why can't I keep my items? Why do I have to grind so much? But they're missing the point. They're missing the idea. Instead of just doing another RPG, and don't get me wrong, I love the Breath of Fire series. I have every game in the series, and I think they're all fantastic, some of them in different ways. But with Dragon Quarter, instead of just doing another kid saves the world and transforms into a dragon RPG, even though there is saving the world and transforming a dragon in this game, they really tried to do something different. Instead of setting it in a somewhat typical fantasy world, they really tried to put this in something different. The steampunk and post-apocalyptic style, with a high level of technology, the transformations, even the art style, is very different from not only Breath of Fire, but from most RPGs out there, Japanese, Western, or otherwise. Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter is probably one of the most innovative games there is, and it's kind of a shame that this is considered to be a flop, considered to be garbage, considered to be one of the worst RPGs on the PlayStation 2. That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyone who's played it can probably has had the same kind of rage, the same kind of anger build up when they try to play it a certain way, and it doesn't work like a normal RPG. The action battle system takes a bit of getting used to, I'll admit that, and at first when you play it, nothing seems to make sense. But every time you die in the game, you learn a little bit more about the story, about the characters, about the world and the setting, and it really is fascinating. The setting is unique, intelligent, combining elements of fantasy, science fiction, and the post-apocalyptic setting I mentioned previously. But not only that, different things change, you can get new items, different things are unlockable, and I just think this game is just so deeply misunderstood. It's not meant to be a game you can just plow through like any other game or any other RPG. This game requires dedication. It's almost like a novel that branches out into different things, different sub-novels that explain it. But instead of having to buy separate things, it's locked within the game for you, the player, to work hard to find, to become part of that world. And when you get to the ending in Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, you feel like you've earned it. It's deep, it's meaningful. You get attached to the characters. If somebody gave me the setting, the post-apocalyptic idea, the character design said, you know, make a story, this is the story I would make. The story for this game is beautiful, the ending is meaningful, and you feel attached to the characters. You feel like you've gone through something truly difficult with them. You feel like you've experienced a trial with them. Yes, the quirks don't make it the easiest game to play. It requires actual dedication from the players. So everybody who tells me how games have gotten too easy, about how games don't require dedication anymore and it just plays itself for you, well, why don't you give Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter a try? You're not into normal RPGs, you don't want to go through another generic story, give Dragon Quarter a try. It's not on PlayStation Network, unfortunately, so it can be somewhat hard to find, but on most places like Amazon, it's cheap. It won't cost you a lot of money, but I don't think you'll regret it. If you come into the game with an open mind, you might just find an RPG that you didn't expect. A fun, playable, enjoyable RPG with a great story, a game that was so far ahead of its time it got left behind. This is HybridAngelZero, and thanks for putting up with my rants. Au revoir and good gaming, everybody.